your money matters to women. A lot of guys on this topic, they don't think that money matters because they don't like where they stand on the totem pole, their opinion of where they stand in terms of what they can facilitate in the world. So to guys, it's a bad feeling if you don't have the money to pick up a woman because you're concerned about how much gas it's going to cost, because you only make X amount of dollars per week and you also have bills. So you're always going over the numbers in your head of how much is the gas going to cost, how much is this meal going to cost, the movie, the dinner, all of that. And so it puts the guy in what he feels is a more inferior stance when he just can't obtain certain things because of a dollar amount. And it causes a lot of guys to just overlook the point completely because it feels better to say, well, no, money doesn't matter. And it's not to say that women are after your money or they care about your money just for the sake of the paper. It's not the paper, it's just the implementation of the paper as a form of currency, and you needing that currency in the structure that's placed upon you in order to go do something with that currency. So yeah, if this was a more holistic society where we were all working together in neighborhoods, growing our own crops, and there was more community and people weren't working all these long hours, and we didn't have 1% of 1% with this massive yacht while a bunch of other people are struggling. If it was a little more evened out, if it was a little bit more holistic, then you wouldn't see the money matters concept as much when it comes to women. But because it's like that, because it's capitalistic, and because the human nature element of when you have something you want to maintain, and you want to at least maintain or keep going up, so it creates that constant fear of not having enough, the scarcity mindset, as opposed to the abundance mindset. So it's not that women care about the physical coin or the physical piece of paper, but it's what it allows you to do. So when it comes to us being biological and spiritual creatures, just like you would look at any other animal, a dog, 2 eyes, a nose, mouth, eats, goes to the bathroom, sleeps, a hippo, a lion, humans just do the same stuff. So humans are another animal in the game, another species in life. We are alive, we live and we die. So certain things are essential in terms of food, water, shelter, a little bit of creature comforts, happiness, if you will, spirituality. You could go down the list forever, but some of the basics, food, water, shelter, when you just have more money in a system that placed money on you, where there's a boss above you and a boss above him and so on, you not having the money to just stock your fridge with healthy food, that's going to affect her stomach when she gets hungry. And that's not going to facilitate as pleasant of a life. Or if she has kids, the food that's going to go into their stomachs. And the stress of having to work constantly to get this food, to get the currency to pay for the food, to get the currency to pay for the rent because you don't own it, so you're always paying rent. And then the landlord evicts you for some reason, and now it's stressful to find a new place and nothing's ever stable. So like, it does matter what money you have. It just does. And it doesn't help you to say that money doesn't matter. And when you look at yourself more objectively, from a third person view, you can just laugh at a lot of things because you can just see the red pill objective truth of a situation and you don't take things personally. So really look at yourself, your looks, your height, your money, looks, status, genetics, luck, timing, circumstance, race, religion. Look at all of that and form the best opinion on yourself from a third person view that you possibly can, and always be willing to modify it and learn more and to expand and open your mind. And that's going to be your best way of figuring out yourself and also figuring out your relationships with women, because it does matter. Because if you take a billionaire and a homeless guy and there's 2 women that can go one-on-one, more than likely both women are going to share the billionaire. They're either going to have him separately or together at the same time, and the homeless guy is not going to get anything. Now, you can add more things into those circumstances. You can go into the money look, status, height, genetics for both of the guys, the billionaire or the homeless guy. But just on the money side of it, people have this concept like the one-on-one marriage. The in-laws are going to come, everybody's smiling and happy. The in-laws never hate the other in-laws, and everybody's going to find that person. And it's not like a one-on-one thing. Like the billionaire could have a bunch, and the people at the bottom, the homeless people, the minimum wage workers, the 50,000 workers, the 100,000 workers, the millionaires, they could have nothing in comparison to the billionaire, because the billionaire just owns all the companies that the millionaires are working at, that the thousandaires are working at, that the minimum wage workers are working at. So like, it's all trickled down from the top, and assuming how much they want to trickle down. Suppose the guy just likes having his yacht. What's his incentive to give the minimum wage worker a bump from $12 an hour to $14 or to $15? What's his incentive? He likes his yacht. He's not struggling. His family isn't struggling. His sex life isn't struggling. Is he really going to just bump everybody their $2, and then instead of the 400-foot yacht, he'd have to go down to a 300-foot yacht? That's on his discretion, but the point is, money does matter. It's not the money itself. It's not the physical paper, the physical coin. It's what it does. It's what it can do in the pursuit of survival. Daily survival, comfort, food, water, shelter, the basics. Looks, having good-looking children, so good genetics for the partner that you choose for your child. Genetics, looks, money, status, circumstance in which you were born and how that affects your psychology. There's a lot to it, but money does matter. So the first step to improving your life for yourself and also with women is to just know that money matters. It's not that, women are just after the paper or the coin just because it's for the physical thing. If they redistributed the wealth evenly, and I'm not advocating for some communist thing, I'm just saying if every single person suddenly tomorrow had the same amount of money, you would see very quickly who's married to who because they want to be or because they have to be, or who's boyfriend, girlfriend with who because they want to be or because they have to be. Not even relationships romantically, but just basic living together. Roommates, who wants to be and who has to be. Family units, who wants to be here, who has to be here. Friendships, all of that would change because everyone would have the basic financial freedom to choose that. You might even see more of a bottleneck if everyone had the same money, because then the woman wouldn't need resources in a certain way. If she could just pick the guy she actually likes or is attractive because everyone has the same amount of money. So understanding money not as the physical component of the actual piece of paper or the coin, but what the piece of paper does and what the coin does. Don't be blind to it, even if you think it's an unfortunate reality. And it's better to think that money doesn't matter or looks don't matter, because that would be the more pleasant way to view it. And in the metaphorical, deeper sense, it shouldn't matter. And it really doesn't in the big picture sense at the end of the day. But these day-to-day circumstances that affect our life and our mood and our relationships, it does matter. And it's something to take note of.